being outside in weather like this, somebody could die.
Right now at 6:30, millions across the DMV are hunkering down ahead of this major winter storm that's just hours away. How plow trucks, emergency officials, and you at home are getting ready. Plus, the chief is here to walk you through. Hey, Top.
All right, Larry, we have a brand new snowfall potential map. We'll talk about that. We'll also take you through the timeline because the snow will change to heavy sleet. We'll tell you when and where.
It's a campaign of organized brutality against the people of our state. And today that campaign claimed another life.
Breaking news, another American citizen shot and killed by federal agents in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Protesters clashing with law enforcement there, and a protest just getting underway here in the district. But first, get ready. It is on its way. Here's a live look at the radar right now showing you where the snow is right now, just hours away from the DMV. Streets, sidewalks, pretty much look like this throughout much of Northwest DC, as we've seen throughout much of the day. And even where you are in your part of town as well, you'll see streets that look like this. But the question is, will the salt and ice melt even work to help melt the snow that we will see? Because we are facing a bitter blast. Temperatures are dropping around the region. This is video from an hour ago showing you that you'll no doubt need to bundle up because it is really chilly outside, especially as many people were heading to the grocery store, getting what they can to prepare for the storm. And your pets may need an extra layer as well because of the cold temperatures. Thanks for joining us for this special edition of WUSA 9. I'm Larry Miller. It is all hands on deck for the DMV as all of us get ready for tonight's winter storm. And WUSA 9 is the place to be with the latest info before that snow begins to fall. We have live team coverage this evening. Sarah Robinson standing by with how you all are preparing. But let's begin with the Chief Topper Shutt, who's tracking where the winter storm is right now and what we can expect over the next few hours. And Top, looks like you've got some new information as well.
We do. So here's the thing, Larry. You have another few hours to do some stuff. If it's date night, it is Saturday night. If it's date night, my curfew is 11 o'clock tonight, okay? It may be snowing lightly by then, but it's not going to cause any problems on the roads. But then get home because it gets heavy after midnight. All right, here is my latest weekend snowfall updated map, all right? And essentially, we haven't really tweaked it since yesterday. We were very happy with the map. So again, we're looking at to the south of us. That's going to be, where we are at 4 to 8, but 6 to 10 in the metro, and then 10 to 14, Martinsburg, Hagerstown, and Cumberland. But I tell you what's new today is that the sleet line is going to make it all the way up to the Maryland-PA border. So maybe Cumberland ends up with the pure snow or 95% pure snow, but everybody else is either going to kick to sleet, especially in the immediate metro, or have a mixture of snow and sleet as we go through the morning hours on Sunday. So we have our weather impact alert. In this case, it is for life-threatening weather. Heavy snow mixing with and changing to heavy sleet, 4 to 14 inches, and then followed by Arctic cold. So we extended the alert through Monday, Tuesday because of the cold. So prepare to clear snow. It's going to be a dry, fluffy snow, no problem. But as soon as it starts to sleet, probably should shovel it every hour or so, because even sleet can make up dry snow like snowcrete. You can make it heavy. So travel impact for days, air travel a mess. Check back, of course, for updates and download our app if you haven't done so. This is just updated. This is Futurecast. 10 o'clock tonight, snowing back toward Manassas and Front Royal. It's a very dry air mass. It's going to take a while to sort of saturate the atmosphere before the snow actually falls. By midnight, we have snow across most of the metro. Temperature still teens to around 20. And then there's the good thumping of snow overnight. This is 7 o'clock in the morning. But notice there is the dreaded sleet line just approaching Fredericksburg. And it marches northward steadily. 9 o'clock, it's through Waldorf and Manassas. And then by 11 o'clock, it is north of D.C., almost to Gaithersburg and Leesburg. And check this out. Even by 1 o'clock, it goes across the Maryland-PA border. We will come back. We'll talk about if it turns back to snow tomorrow evening and tomorrow night, what we can expect on Monday after the storm.
All right, Todd, we'll see you in a bit. Thank you so much. With that snowstorm on its way, millions of people are stocking up on groceries and much needed supplies. But experts say that prep goes well beyond the store run. You also need to know how to stay safe. Sarah Robinson live in Northwest DC with what to do once that snow begins to fall. Sarah, what say you?
Well, we've been telling you about all the preparations. We've seen salt trucks come through here and lay down some more salt. But as we've been saying, this storm could bring a triple threat. Dangerous cold, snow, and ice, which is why it's so important to prepare your car, your home, and even your body to prevent serious injury and even death.
We have seen them since yesterday. Between yesterday and today, yes.
Jackson Perez, the service advisor for Arisman Automotive Group in Bethesda, says they've seen a steady increase in people bringing their cars by to get prepped for the snow. So we stopped in to check out what you need to know.
All season tires are good.
Perez says avoid driving if you can, but if you must be on the roads, check your tire tread. For snow, he says tires should have at least 5/32 of an inch of tread.
See 932 seconds. So this one is also really good.
He also recommends checking your car battery, especially in extreme cold.
If the car is struggling to start up, like if you feel like it's more than 2 seconds or 3 seconds, then then you should be looking at a battery.
If you're staying home and shoveling, experts say snow safety is just as important.
It can really put a big strain on your heart. And as you pointed out, we can see that can actually lead to circulatory problems in the heart and in the blood vessels that support the heart, and that's what leads to a heart attack.
A 2025 Mayo Clinic study found just 10 minutes of shoveling can push your heart to 97% of its maximum capacity.
It's really important to know what your, baseline level of exertion or workout is, because if you're a person who's not used to doing regular exercise, shoveling is exercise.
Dr. Bruce Kazmarek says slowing down and taking breaks is key, and watching your footing is just as important.
We also worry about injuries from falls. People can slip on the ice, especially if there's some snow covering an area that's otherwise slippery or icy.
While some are prepping their cars and their homes for safety and warmth, the city is keeping a careful eye on those who are most vulnerable, the people who don't have a place to call home.
So we have a number of low barrier shelters and additional hypothermia sites.
D.C. Department of Human Services Director Rachel Pierre says the district has increased shelter capacity from 1,300 to 1,700 beds and can take more in if needed.
It's extremely important that our neighbors understand how dangerously cold it is right now, and it's going to be even colder the next couple of days.
Outreach teams are actively working to get people off the streets, but these shelters are not just for people experiencing homelessness.
We have the resources to provide a bed for anybody who needs a bed, who needs to come in from the cold.
I know that's a lot to take in. I do have one final safety tip tonight. If you have a gas-powered furnace, fireplace, or generator, please know that it does produce carbon monoxide, which is an odorless gas. It is also deadly, so make sure everything is properly ventilated. Reporting live in D.C. tonight, I'm Sarah Robinson. Back to you.
All right, Sarah Robertson, a lot of great advice there, and we are certainly ready for what the snow will bring. We appreciate the update. Thank you so much. WUSA9 is with you every step of the way. We'll be streaming updates live all weekend long with a special hour-long news at 11 until midnight tonight as that snow moves in. And Wake Up With Us will be live streaming at 6 a.m. and we'll be going all day long. Scan this QR code to download the WUSA9 mobile app right to your mobile device and WUSA9 Plus on your TV so you can stream our coverage all for free. Now to the breaking news out of Minneapolis. Protesters are once again clashing with federal law enforcement after another deadly federal shooting that killed a 37-year-old American citizen. This is a live look that you're looking at now from a chopper. This is in the Minneapolis area. As we know now, thousands are taking to the street. Once that chopper there gets in position, you'll see the sort of demonstration that we've been seeing all day long. As for the video that's really been at the heart of this, we are going to show you that video, that deadly confrontation up until the moment of that shooting. We do want to warn you, what you're about to see may be disturbing. Officials and family have now identified the man who was killed as 37-year-old Alex Preddy, an ICU nurse who is a registered gun owner. DHS posted this photo, allegedly, of that man's gun, while allegedly he approached Border Patrol officers and that he wanted to massacre law enforcement. Now, it's not clear how they reached that conclusion, and video shows federal agents actually approaching him before firing at least 10 shots. Homeland Security Advisor Stephen Miller called Preddy a domestic terrorist who tried to assassinate federal law enforcement. But tonight, Minnesota state officials are rejecting the federal government's version, with Governor Tim Walz saying that the Trump administration cannot be trusted. The shooting has led to tense protests where federal agents have pepper sprayed and used tear gas on demonstrators and the media. And now we're seeing a protest starting to gather here in the district this evening. Tonight, our Alexis Wainwright joining us live from Southwest D.C. Alexis, what are protesters there telling you this evening?
Well, Larry, I can tell you that people are telling me that they're really pissed off about this latest shooting that happened. Many of them have been keeping a close eye on what you mentioned before coming to me, right? That press conference from officials, hearing both sides of the story. Many of them believe that this was unnecessary. So I'm here right now on 12th Street, right near the intersection of 12th and D Street in Southwest, where several people have gathered. Take a look. You can see hundreds of people here outside of ICE headquarters. Many of them have signs. Some of them even brought instruments like drums, a trumpet to make noise outside of ICE headquarters. Their goal is to make sure that their voices are heard and make sure people know how they feel about this latest incident. A lot of them say it's important to come together and show solidarity with those people that are in Minnesota with everything that is happening there. But also people have feelings about ICE agents and some of the operations that have happened here in Washington, D.C. So again, despite the cold, they said, hey, we want to come together, mobilize and make our voices heard loud and clear. Some of these people live in D.C., but I talked to several who are from Maryland and Virginia as well. We did do some interviews ahead of the march over here. Take a listen to what some of them had to say.
There's no way to say this one was self-defense. And I think that Trump is already trying to say that the guy shouldn't have had a gun, even though it was legal. He wasn't brandishing it. And he was just out there being a decent human being.
People are showing up. What does it mean to see all of that?
It's good. I mean, it's heartening, but it's still, we need 10 times, 100 times more people. This has to, it's not going to stop unless everybody gets out in the streets.
So again, another live look here outside of ICE headquarters on 12th Street in Southwest DC at the moment. Hundreds of people still coming. I can tell you this originally started over on Maryland Avenue. It was right near a train station. So a lot of people took the train out here to make sure that they gather, to make their voices heard. Again, they're really frustrated about this latest shooting that happened, and they want to make sure that they're able to stand together and kind of make their voices heard again to those who don't agree or don't see the same thing they're seeing when they look at these videos of this incident that happened earlier today. So again, a lot of people here more expected to continue to gather here. And because it is cold, I can tell you they are making sure they layer up. They're passing out hand warmers and everything they can to make sure the crowd continues to grow here. So of course, we'll stick out here and have much more coming up tonight at 11. But for now, reporting live in Southwest, Larry, will send it back to you.
Certainly, this latest shooting is igniting more conversation nationally around the impact that ICE has had on the country and whether or not this sort of enforcement may in fact be going too far. Conversations we know will in fact continue. Alexis Wainwright, we appreciate the reporting. Thank you.
This WUSA9 Weather Impact Alert is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
All right, sir, it's a busy day for you.
It is. You ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I did something today and I posted this, and I don't know if it's going to work, but you know, I have peaches and cherry, and I have Mr. Nero, my grand dog.
Yeah.
So I've seen people do it. So I put a tarp down. And so the theory is when it snows, you just pick up the tarp, then they have the grass.
Okay, I saw that. So how did it go?
We'll see. Let me get back to you.
Okay.
Let me get back to you on that. All right, let's start with the radar. We'll widen this out. There's our storm. And, you know, it's in terms of a surface pressure, it's a very weak storm. But what we have is we have this incredible flow in the upper levels of the atmosphere from the southwest. It's just pulling moisture over Arctic air. And cold air is very efficient at condensing moisture out. Doesn't hold moisture very well at all. So here is the radar over the past 2 hours. Notice it's not sleeting in Atlanta. Dallas does have sleet turning to snow here, and then we have snow through much of Kentucky and also Missouri and also Ohio. Now, it's just to our south, but a lot of this is not reaching the ground. That's not reaching the ground. It is super, super dry. Humidity right now, 28%. Your indoor humidity, Larry, take care of your skin, 3%. That's it. It's not going to get much better as we go through the week. So here we go. This is our map. 4 to 8 inches south. You get all of that overnight. 6 to 10 inches in the metro. You get that overnight and in part of the morning. But we're going to track sleet going north, okay? And then 10 to 14 plus still Martinsburg, Hagerstown, and Cumberland, where the cold air hangs on longer. So we have a weather impact alert all day tomorrow for heavy snow. That heavy snow turns to heavy sleet, 4 to 14 inches. Get ready to clear some snow and stay ahead of that sleet, all right? Download our app and, of course, check back with us for updates. So, again, 10 o'clock tonight, snow Manassas, Front Royal, overspreads parts of the metro. It gets to Gaithersburg by about midnight. But you can, as long as you're home by 11 o'clock tonight, you're fine. But look what happens. I mean, by 7 o'clock, we have heavy snow across most of the metro, but there's our little magenta layer. That's our transition from snow to sleet, and that's at 7 o'clock in the morning. By 9 o'clock, it's running through Waldorf and Manassas. Temperature still in the teens. And then by 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, and now it's through D.C., through Rockville, and on the verge of going through Leesburg. But by early afternoon, it goes up to the Maryland-PA border. So this is a little bit new. We thought it might stop right around the I-70 corridor. It's going to go a little farther north. Temps still upper teens and 20s. 3:30, we're going to have, heavy periods of sleet across the metro. Again, that bounces. That does not stick on power lines. So that we have going for us. And then by 8 o'clock tomorrow night, most of it's across I-95. And still, it's a mix with temperatures anywhere from 18 to 31 downtown. And then 11 o'clock on Sunday, we're looking at temperatures in the teens and upper 20s. We will clear out a little bit on Monday, finally, as we get into 10 o'clock. But look at the temperatures. Strong northwest winds, 17 and 22 downtown. That's crazy. Showing you this again, this is insane. We have winter storm warnings from eastern New Mexico through Texas and also through, essentially, the Ohio Valley, through the mid-Atlantic and up into New England. Not going to see that much. The red is ice storm warnings. Either side of that are winter weather advisories. So we have a winter storm warning going into effect tonight at 11 o'clock and going until 4 a.m. That's for snow and also for sleet. So the weekend storm, what we know, heavy snow overnight tonight. Transition to sleet tomorrow, okay? What's new is that everybody changes to heavy sleet. I mean, maybe you don't in Cumberland, but essentially most of the DMV does. A brief period of freezing rain is possible in southern Maryland. We are still not concerned, though, about any damaging icing or anything like that. So hopefully you've done all this, got your prescriptions filled, you've marked your fire hydrants and downspouts and driveways. And again, tomorrow morning and overnight, shovel and plow frequently, okay? Now, we have an extended weather impact alert for Tuesday and Monday because of the cold. We're looking at low temperatures 13 below to 8 above. That's not wind chill. Highs only 16 to 25. Open your cabinets. I've already done that at home. Again, outside facing walls, okay? Open your cabinets, and if you've had trouble in the past, just let it run a trickle. Don't have to run it full bore, just a trickle, just so the water moves through the pipe. Limit your time outdoors, of course, and dress in layers. I mean, check this out. Monday at 10 o'clock, wind chill 6 below Hagerstown, 0 in D.C. Doesn't get better. By Tuesday morning, wind chills are now 6 below downtown, 14 below in Hagerstown, even Fredericksburg and La Plata, a wind chill of 10 below Tuesday morning. By noon, not much better, 8 below to about 0, and then, okay, here's our warm part of the day. By 5:30, wind chills are anywhere from 9 to about 17 or 18. So that is extreme cold and dangerous cold, really. We get into Wednesday morning, kind of do the same thing again. -7 downtown, -14 in Martinsburg, and -10 in Hagerstown. So here we go. Heavy snow turns to heavy sleet right on through the day. Temperatures holding in the 20s. And heavy sleet is really hard to drive on, so be careful. If you have to go out tomorrow, please be careful. All right, so here we go. Back to back weather impact alerts. Heavy snow to sleet tomorrow. Clean up on Monday, a little bit of sun, and then dangerously cold on Tuesday. And you see these temperatures, okay? A low of 9 Monday night, low of 7 Tuesday night. That means below 0 in the metro. It was 8 this morning at Dulles. It's only 19 for a high at Dulles, and only 23 for a high today at National. It's more than 20 degrees below average. So here we go. After that, our problem is we don't warm up. In the 20s, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe we make 30. Maybe we make 30 on Saturday. Very weak system coming in Wednesday night into Thursday. I got a flake on there with some sunshine, so don't freak out. It's not another big storm or anything, but some light snow is possible, Larry, as we get into Thursday. But then, we go Friday and Saturday, and we're partly cloudy, but we are still cold. And we said this earlier, that it may be, that we don't make it above freezing, wait for it, until next month, huh? Crazy time.
Which, again, we want to point out is next week.
I know, but we also want to point out that 7 days below freezing is crazy for us here in the Metro.
Yeah, no, I think we certainly have to couch that as well. Our live coverage tonight will be an hour long at 11. We'll go from 11 to midnight. Of course, join us tomorrow morning as well, beginning at 6 a.m. We'll be on all day long, covering the snow and the sleet and the impact that it will have on us here at home. All right, that's going to do it for us. We'll be updating you out throughout the evening on WUSA9 Plus, as well as our mobile app and our website. We'll see you at 11.